On this episode of Behind the Music, we look at Angry Joe, aka Notorious J.O.E.'s meteoric rise to fame. How exactly does a kid from the 3rd Street Saints reach such potential? We asked him what the actual meaning was to his all-time record-breaking single, Drop That Dookie.
Now, she was taking a dump, and taking a dump is fine, but drop that dookie refers to the most creative way to take a shit. So, adding some style into the equation. Drop that dookie! Drop that dookie, girl! Drop that dookie! Drop that dookie, girl! Because in this day and age, you have to be cool as you do everything. So, if you're cool taking a dookie, then you're dropping that dookie. And that's basically the premise of the song. Yeah.
What of his well-known anger issues?
Why'd I do that? Because that motherfucker talking to me all wrong. I told him straight to his face. I said, "You better shut your mouth when you speak to me." And then he didn't say nothing afterwards. He had nothing to say because he didn't know what the hell to think.
And with Congress passing the new American Idol bill, can he actually win the presidency?
Now, you said you wouldn't ask me that. You know, I can't formally declare. You know that. But let me just say this. I'm gonna ride this out. I'm gonna take this as far as it'll take me, and I'm going straight to the top. Okay, the sky's the limit for Notorious J.O.E. And you can quote that. So here we are, Saints Row 4. I told your asses, didn't I? I know, we will be getting a Saints Row 4. So is this game more of the same disappointment of Saints Row 3 with dildos in your face? I don't know what they added to this game besides dildos. Dang it, Joe! Dildos in your face! Angry Joe. God, I'm sick of purple dildos! Joe, yeah! Or does it finally return to form of Saints Row 2? Actually, it says, fuck all that noise and does neither. Wait, what?
This feels awesome!
Here, let me load up a training program for you to test your powers.
Yeah, that's right. Saints Row 4 is a superhero simulator through and through.
When that power's active, the warden's shield.
Only this time you aren't fighting separate gangs on the streets of Stillwater or the real Steelport. No, you're fighting an alien invasion from within a Matrix-like simulation of this city. And you get robots too.
You're beautiful.
Thanks.
Us talking to the robot.
It's power armor.
Same thing.
Not really. A robot is an automaton, whereas power...
Don't ruin this, Keith.
In Saints Row the 3rd, our gangsters were untouchable celebrities with merchandise, brand deals, and hit songs. Remix! Wipe that asshole! Wipe that ass! 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 Wipe it! Wipe your goddamn dirty ass, bitch! This time, their celebrity status has landed them straight in the highest office, the presidency of the United States of America.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a very important press conference from the newly elected President of the United States of America.
Joe, how do you respond to the claims that the only reason you won presidency was because Congress passed text message voting and it's basically a popularity contest?
Oh, you what? That's ludicrous.
Yeah.
Nah, man, don't worry about it. I got this.
Yeah.
I got this. Let me handle it. The reason the American public chose me as a new president is that I bring a message that every man, woman, and child can understand. See, everybody need to take a dookie, and everybody want to grab a titty. Furthermore, Wipe That Asshole has touched the lives of millions of Americans. And with that same message, we can make this country great again. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Bitches, thank you. Subscribe. grab his steak. Yeah, wipe that asshole. Yeah, bitch, I'm talking to you. I smell you from here. Next question. Yeah.
Well then, how do you respond to the claims that you are encouraging illiteracy and poor grammar amongst youth with new singles like Give Me Them Big Ass Titty?
Give me them big ass titty, give me them big ass titty, give me them big ass titty, give me them big ass titty. Girl, give me them big ass titty, 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 give me them big ass titty. Yeah, girl.
If you say them, aren't you referring to more than one titty?
What you say, bitch? 1 titty, 2 titty, 3 titty. Make no difference. You know what? In fact, interview over. No more questions. This motherfucker fucked it up. So, I'm out. Dropping dookies for my homies. Peace. Yo, Secret Service. Get that little bitch under surveillance. Motherfucker's a terrorist or something. Oh, shit. About me. You dead, man. You dead, bitch. Unfortunately, unless you pre-ordered the game, I think at GameStop, you won't be playing as the president much. You make like one decision while walking and talking West Wing style.
Do you want to be the president who cured cancer or the president who solved world hunger?
Well, cancer had a good run, but it's time to put it down.
Good choice.
And then you get to punch someone who had a different opinion than you.
Now, you listen here. If you think you can cram your agenda past
I
Congress...
got a word for you.
Ow, my face!
Yeah, that's pretty much it. A wasted opportunity. Now, I'll start by saying the story is better here than it was in Saints Row 3. Sharp writing is back, and the wit makes a welcome return.
Shit! Human arrogance. Is there anything more charming?
Fuck me! Yes! Oh! You gotta...
Do what exactly? Huh? Bravado me to death? I'm going to have fun breaking you.
Trading in the potty jokes and the fetish fodder for smart, tongue-in-cheek sci-fi movie and game references. Everything from The Matrix, Aliens, RoboCop, a lot of others too, to parodies from Metal Gear Solid.
The enemy light has been eradicated.
Well done.
Fuck this, I'm totally killing this guy.
You what?
Shh, he'll hear.
I'm 2 weeks from retirement.
I suppose that's an option.
And even making fun of the Mass Effect relationship system.
All right, Sid, here's the deal.
You need me to ravage you.
Maybe?
Don't worry. I'm fully equipped to pleasure you.
Hey, Kinsey, you wanna fuck?
Let's go.
You never know if you can have something unless you ask for it.
I don't want things to change between us.
Things won't change. We're professionals.
You'll see me differently.
Just shut up and say it.
Can you sign my copy of your book?
Sure.
And as an added bonus, it has tons of throwbacks to Saints Row 2, including revisiting Stillwater for a single mission.
So much for her giving up.
Anthony's dead! The Vice King's a fruit!
That's just precious. You think I need Tony to kill you and your sidekick here?
Who you calling sidekick, Link? I don't think we can drop her out a window this time. Fine by me. I always wanted to put a bullet in this bitch. Don't get any blood on you. Got the hat.
No, I don't.
Plus, it includes a parody references to one of the greatest movies you have never seen of all time. Oh yeah.
If I had to spend one more day reliving that damn movie, I was gonna go crazy.
This piece of shit better not break down on me again.
Overall, I was most thankful for this change in tone, but I'll admit I'm happy to see the penetrator dildo bat weapon still make a return.
The force is strong with this one.
Get away! God, what is with this? Stop! Put it away!
No!
If only for the lulz. I mean, it is a part of Angry Joe history now, too. Ah! Yeah, no! God damn it, Joe! Stop! Stop! Ew! Stop, Joe, what the fuck? I thought that was purple. Why is it, like, white?
I found it in your drawer like that.
Why did the color rub off?
Oh! used it too many times!
I didn't use that! It was in the drawer the whole time! No, Joe, that's messed up. I did not. I swear to God, you shut the fuck up! That color rubbed off. That's like fucking, so what is it? Like, come off inside a girl?
I gotta wash my hands!
Okay, now, when we said we wanted smarter writing, I didn't think they'd take it so literally. Zinyak, the leader of this alien invasion, quotes passages from Pride and Prejudice and is extremely well spoken and versed in human literature. In fact, he has a whole collectible text adventure that tells his background that you can find throughout Steelport as collectibles. I really loved his character, and he made me laugh so many times.
What am I looking at?
Terror, as personified by your literary culture.
A dead pirate with a black parrot?
It's a raven.
Yeah, but why does the pirate have a raven?
He may seem generic or stereotypical at first, but he revels in it, and it gives him a sort of ironic depth.
But you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need. The opera channel come in? And you say he's just a friend. God damn it. And you say he's just a friend. Fuck this guy. You got what I need. And you say he's just a friend. And you say he's just a friend. Hell no.
Zinyak fucked with Biz Marquis.
Man, I can't wait to kill that bitch.
So how exactly do you have superpowers? Well, it's because instead of killing you, his greatest threat, Zinyak thinks it's a good idea, in true James Bond villain fashion, to put you in a virtual world simulation to break you. The benefit in this virtual world is immediately apparent, as it allows them to do all sorts of creative gameplay things and story bits, like transporting us into a 1960s sitcom parody.
Gosh, what a glorious day.
Leave it to the saints.
Have us fight various nightmares of the cast members, including a giant monster battle.
What did you do, Pierce? Pierce? Look out! Here comes Paul! Paul? You named it Paul? Hey man, does it matter? Shoot them rockets at him already!
Though some more side destruction amongst the buildings would have been much appreciated here.
Oh, you don't like that, do you?
And even do some old school text adventures and take part in quite possibly one of the best Streets of Rage homages yet.
Help! Ooh! Ha 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 ha! Ow! Johnny! Help! You want her? Come get it! Stage 1. Fight! Holy shit!
Take note, Deadpool. This is how you parody old school.
Where do you think you're going? Where's Warren Williams?
You even bring in whatever clothes and customizations that your character had into that parody.
You're too late, Johnny. You'll never defeat Warren Williams. Eat it big.
Since this is a virtual world, Volition also lets us regularly jump in and out, back and forth between reality, as you fight to unplug your friends from the Matrix. Simulation. This leads to some of the more diverse and creative sets of missions in an open world game to date, not even counting the side activities. And did I mention it allows them to bring back Johnny Gat? Fuck yes!
Find out where this is. We're getting my best friend back.
But the biggest change to the game has to be imbuing your character with superpowers within the virtual space. You can run at super speeds! You can leap tall buildings in a single bound! You have super strength and heat and ice powers, amongst others. Hell, you can even sort of fly around as you glide through the city.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
That's right, Saints Row 4 is probably the best Superman game never made. Actually, it's probably the best Flash game ever made. All of these are incredibly satisfying. They let you explore the mostly recycled city of Steelport in a new exciting way, so you don't care. However, even though the superpowers are the game's greatest strength, they are also the source of its biggest disconnect. Whoever thought it was a good idea to give us these superpowers up front within the first hour basically took a dump on the car guy's desk after he put a ton of hard work into the new customization options. As there's really no point at all to use this car or to call in your homies for help now. I mean, why in God's name would I summon my friends to help when the game is such a fucking cakewalk? I mean, the game loses its identity a little bit. It makes over 70% of the content completely useless, except for everyone but patient role players who force themselves to show restraint, as the game does everything to penalize it. It makes the game feel completely easy, a total lack of challenge. It really should have been saved, those superpowers, for Act 3 of the game, to help ramp up the climax, and then let the players play with full superpowers in the open world after they complete the game. It'd be like two different games. It's really one of the game's biggest missteps, this disconnect. You could quickly just one-hit kill almost everything by sprinting and using the right trigger.
That had some style.
Now, RPG elements are back, leveling your character with upgrades and bonus skills, and also returning is the excellent, extensive character creation on par with Saints Row 3, now with a few more items. There's also a good sense of progression, though, with those superpowers. In a smart move, they have tied a lot of the side missions or loyalty missions from your followers with actual worthwhile in-game rewards, like new superpowers, variations on those, outfits, areas of the map. You always feel as if you're getting some new badass thing, like the black hole gun.
Think it's time you surrender.
Or the Inflato Ray.
Don't worry, everyone loses to me.
And of course, the dubstep gun. Because dubstep music is fucking lethal! Though you will need to drop some upgrades on it to make it effective. Most other weapons in the game have skins of famous sci-fi guns, which are fucking awesome. And they even change the way the weapon fires and shoots. There are lots of collectibles. You can grab audio tapes to learn more backstory for your homies, some old school text adventures on Zinniac, like I said before. There are, of course, tons of superpower currency data orbs all around the city in really creative places, reminding me of Crackdown or Arkham City Clues. I just found myself completely diverted from what I was doing, just collecting all of them. Now, besides Zinniac, though, all the other aliens themselves are rather generic, boring cannon fodder. flashy lasers with the occasional warden beast that you gotta fight to absorb more powers from. In perhaps the game's other biggest weakness, there are no new lieutenants to fight. Instead, Saints Row 4 recycles bosses from Saints Row 3 and Saints Row 2 in what seems like a lazy recycle job as much as it feels like an honest, fun, nostalgic throwback. I just can't decide which. Also, annoyingly, there's no day to night cycle in the game, so get used to this drab, dark sky and missing water effects. The neon lights are impressive, but over time, you'll wish we would have got some variation. However, by beating the game, you gain the ability to change the time of day in your settings. Why wouldn't they just allow this in the game from the start? I don't fucking know. Leave me alone. Now, gunplay does feel like it's been ignored this time around. It's particularly weak in the opening level of the game, and throughout. There's really no cover system. The enemy AI isn't that great either at doing other than a little spin move from time to time. But you'll more likely not even care because you'll be using your superhero powers most of the time. Now, another part of Saints Row that's huge is their side activities. I enjoyed almost all of them. They add good, refreshing variety to the main missions and the side missions. Everything from super-powered fight club, to mech mayhem, to Professor Genki is back, which puts your telekinesis powers to good use. There's even some like new jump puzzles. Everybody wants to do jump puzzles, but they make good use of your leap ability. Now, hacking and races are probably the least fun this time around, but I give them credit for trying. I just wish you could back out of hacking because you get shot and there's no way to back out. Even some of the recycled activities have been improved. Insurance fraud, guys, combined with superpowers, it just makes it feel hilariously broken with ragdoll physics straight from the surface of the moon times 100.
Oh shit!
Holy shit!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Everybody keep moving.
What the fuck? Oh, that's crazy right there. Oh shit! Oh,
this is gonna hurt!
Okay, that's too funny. That's good. Oh, that's good.
These side activities make up maybe 60% of the game's content, so it does get a little grindy if you try to go 100%. Unfortunately, there's a lot of backtracking too, and having to turn in missions. You have to trek through the entire simulation back to the little fucking virtual door, over and over, back into the real world, and walk on your fucking ship and talk to somebody. Look, if your friends can communicate to you and give you things while you're inside the Matrix, simulation, then they should be able to give you whatever it is they wanted to give you through the fucking headset, game, whatever.
You can hit as hard as you want, because when I hit back, I'm gonna lay your ass out, bitch! It's our time now. Let's get this shit started.
Technically speaking, the game looks ever so slightly better than Saints Row 3, reusing much of the same assets. The game crashed 3 times at the end of longer missions, which was frustrating.
Cops have pity!
Oh. Fuck. Oh, don't you. Oh, you fucking piece of shit! I hate you. Other than that, the game ran smoothly with hardly ever any drop rate, just the occasional audio error. There's also some clipping glitches when you slam down with cars or something like that. And there's a few animations problems, but I could get out of them by exiting. Now, Now I hear that the console versions of the game have more issues than the PC, so frame rate, pop in, so maybe drop the score maybe a point or two if you've got to go with the console. Otherwise, go with the cheaper and better PC. As for multiplayer, competitive mode from Saints Row 2 is still out. The Horde mode from the previous game, Saints Row 3, where it allowed 4 players to fight waves of enemies, which only lasted an hour and it sucked, is gone. Nobody's gonna lose sleep over it. What does return is the traditional drop-in and drop-out co-op. And holy shit, is it fun to run around with a super-powered friend. It's literally the closest thing we have to a Justice League game that's out there right now. But there's not really been any changes or extras added to the story, so you'll quickly see that lack of challenge and combat rut start to creep in as you go through at late hour. I just want to address something. It's clear that this is more than just a DLC expansion. Yes, Enter the Dominatrix was a full-blown expansion, something like $30. The story got rolled into this one, but so much extra content has been added. Yes, they recycled the city, but you hardly seem to care with everything that's new. On the whole, doing everything, side activities, single-player missions, everything, I put in maybe a little more than 18 or so hours. The game has an expertly selected soundtrack.
I'ma show you how to turn it up a notch. First you get a swimming pool full of liquor, then you dive in it. Pool full of liquor, then you dive.
Hold on.
Appropriate throwback songs for epic moments.
They're closing us in!
Stay on target.
Musical cues while using your superpowers, and you can even listen to radio stations when you're not in a car.
Looking good. Looking good.
Oh, and reggae is back. Thanks, Volition. No reggae. The voice acting is superb, from the melodramatic but captivating, typically British alien leader to Keith David's no-nonsense badassery.
Come on, this way. What the fuck, Keith? God damn it.
Everyone puts in inspired and well-done voice acting. And having Nolan North always helps. From this point on, I'm just gonna fucking give up on wanting the original Saints Row back, okay? I'll admit it, you know, for that, I really wanted to hate on this game and rip it to fucking shreds. But god damn it, it won me over. I mean, somewhere around that 8-hour mark, after the Streets of Rage parody that brings in your character, I think, I just dropped my pitchfork and embraced the crazy.
That's right. Let me hear your adulation.
There is certainly nothing like it, and with Volition confirming that this will be the last game in the current iteration, I don't think that we'll see much like it in the immediate future. Look, if I want gangster gameplay and solid deep story, I'll play fucking Grand Theft Auto, because that game's gonna blow everything out of the water from what I've seen. But if I just want to fuck shit up in the most creative way, as I often do, I'll load up Saints Row 4. The final verdict for Saints Row 4 is what the fuck?
No. He was bitching about Saints Row 3, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I was, because we
Good to be the president.
But the video was pretty good. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, people like the video.
You
What's your
better
point?
shit on this verdict, because you're bitching about Saints Row 3.
Joe, they're completely different games, okay?
No!
Shut the fuck up, part 2! Okay? I'm tired of people wanting me to shit on games that they don't need to be shit on! I will fucking tell you whether I fucking like a game or not, and it doesn't have anything to do with the game before it, okay? I will fucking explain my point to you if you will allow me. The final verdict for Saints Row 4 is an 8 out of 10, and I don't give a fuck what you think! Sue me! It's like prototyping Crackdown, only if Crackdown was good, and Saints Row 3, all mixed together. But there are some nostalgic throwbacks to people who love Saints Row 2, like the old guard, like me. Yeah, it's gone completely insane, and it surely painted itself into a corner after adding superpowers. It's not a gangster game, it's not the rivals fighting each other, taking over the city and owning an empire. Those days are gone. This is the new Saints Row, and it feels sort of like a love letter to the franchise with many throwbacks from its storied history. It may have had some bumps along the road, Saints Row 3, but it's well worth the price of admission now, especially if you plan to play co-op. With subtle hints dropped of what may be in store for us, I do hope that we get to ride shotgun with the Saints in the future. The future. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show.
You better shit on this verdict.
Why? Because it's fucking shitty. You know, shh. I was afraid that I was too close. Alright, so I'm gonna do it again.
Swinging full course, got a Glock and a Porsche Cayenne. Fuck my friend. My bread is tripped out. Send me to the end. Send me to Diablo. Almost at the safe. I'ma come through. Got a Glock and win a bacon. I'ma make mistakes, but I never make it move. Yeah. I'ma come through with a burner and jacuzzi.
You owe us a lot of money, Joe. We are here to collect. You pay us the debt you owe. Right now.
Bitch, I ain't never take no money from you. I don't even know your ass. Quit bothering me, son.
No, we want the money now.
Bitch, what you saying to me? Bitch, I will slap you.
What up, Mark?
I will slap you.
We want our money. Holy shit. But I liked the video. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it, Joe. They thought it was funny.
Anyways.
That's the end of the line.